President Trump about Somalis living in Minnesota.
Tonight, the president posted on Truth Social, quote, "I am, as president of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from," end quote. Now, we're working to learn the legality of the president's plan and the potential impact.
We know Minnesota has the largest Somali population in the United States, with the last estimate by Minnesota Compass at more than 79,000 people. Callan Gray is working on this in the newsroom, and Callan, reaction is coming in fast tonight.
That's right. Just in the last hour, Governor Walz responding, saying, quote, "It is not surprising the president has chosen to broadly target an entire community. This is what he does to change the subject," end quote. Congressmember Ilhan Omar also pushing back, posted on X, quote, "I am a citizen and so are majority of Somalis in America. Good luck celebrating a policy change that really doesn't have much impact on the Somalis you love to hate. We are here to stay." According to National Immigration Forum, as of October, there were 705 people from Somalia in the U.S. with TPS, and we're working to get the total count here in Minnesota. Temporary protected status is meant for those whose home countries are experiencing civil unrest, violence, or natural disasters. Somali immigrants have been eligible since 1991. The Department of Homeland Security says this was most recently extended through March of next year. Homeland Security has the discretion to designate a country for TPS for periods of 6 to 18 months and can extend it if the country continues to meet the conditions for designation. I just spoke with Julia Decker with the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota. She explained typically TPS terminations have to be posted on the Federal Register before the date the country's designation is set to expire. I just checked Homeland Security's website in the last few minutes, and Somalia is still listed. Decker also explained this is not done state by state, so the federal government will have to end TPS for all Somali immigrants, not just those here in Minnesota. The Minnesota chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations tonight says this will tear families apart, calling it a political attack based on hateful rhetoric and urging the president to reverse the decision. But Republicans are praising the announcement. Republican State House Speaker Lisa Dameth, who is running for governor, shared the president's post saying, quote, "President Trump is right. Fraud is out of control and unacceptable." Going on to say anyone involved in these criminal activities should be swiftly deported if they are not lawfully present in the U.S. Republican House Majority Whip Tom Emmer tonight thanked the president. Kevin.
Okay, that's Callan Gray. Now, Minnesota's Republican delegation in Congress, including Tom Emmer, shared a letter with us that they just sent to U.S. Attorney for Minnesota Daniel Rosen. And in this letter, they're asking for an investigation into Governor Walz's, quote, "inaction and improper handling of fraud."
They're also asking for Rosen to look into reports Minnesota taxpayer dollars are ending up in the hands of the Al-Shabaab terrorist network in Somalia. A source in the U.S. Attorney's Office tells us they don't have an exact dollar amount. However, says, quote, "Al-Shabaab controls much of Somalia and imposes a tax on all financial activity in the areas it controls. So a decent amount of feeding our future and other fraud money almost certainly ended up in the hands of Al-Shabaab."
Many of these people are criminals. Many of these people are people that shouldn't be here. And many of them have been gotten out. I mean, we've gotten out a lot of the people that, we've taken a lot of them out of here.
But
they came in
legally, right?
Yeah, I know. This deal, sorry. Many are wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure.
I said many are here legally, though. What should they think in terms of their prospects?
Well, they can't be happy, okay? They can't be happy. Because what's taking place between that, if you look at Somalia, they're taking over Minnesota, and we got a lot of problems with the gangs, with all of the things taking place in Minnesota. We have an incompetent governor, we have a dope governor. They can't be happy about what's going on. And if you talk about the Afghans, there's a problem because so many bad ones came in on the planes. They just walked in. Whoever the strongest people were physically in a way, but whoever the strongest, they got on the planes. There was no checking. They just swamped the planes. They took off. We had no idea who they were. Yeah, do you want to ask a question behind?
Me? Hi, sir. Happy
Sure.
Thanksgiving.
Hi.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national government?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? but they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Go ahead.
Minnesota is home to the largest Somali population in the country. Today, they spoke out by breaking bread together. At a potluck designed to highlight unity, they said Trump is attacking Minnesota communities. Our Jason Rantala has the story.
Community members packed the fourth floor of Carmel Mall, the first Somali mall in the country, calling out what they say is hateful rhetoric from President Trump.
We know what our president has done. It is an attack on our community.
Trump took to social media Friday night, claiming without evidence that Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state. Trump said Minnesota had become a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. Quote, send them back to where they came from. It's over.
99.9.
Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm called Irene Soita. Thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. To all my new subscribers, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you put on the notification button. Yeah, and to all my returning subscribers who always come to watch my videos, I don't take your love for granted. I love you from the bottom of my heart. So since Donald Trump, the president of the United States, resumed office, guys, we've been seeing breaking news over and over. We've been talking about deportation, mass deportation, and this year, in his policies, he really talked about deporting all the illegal immigrants. And we know he started with the Latinos, the Cubans, all people from the South America. Oh my God, he has been touching on each and every community, but he has left this community in these communities who are undocumented in the dilemma, because he has never said like, today I'm going to deport this community, today I'm after this community. No, we've been seeing ICE agents up and down running here and there, not knowing who is gonna be attacked or who is gonna be deported, which community is going to be the next on the line. But what has gotten our attention is about the Somali community. So I'm just gonna read what Trump really said. Minnesota, under Governor Walz, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activities. I am, as the President of the United States, hereby terminating effective immediately the temporary protected status of the Somalis TPS program that has been there since 1991. We know that Somalia has been in war. You understand? And the largest part of Somalia is being it's under the terrorists, the Al-Shabaab terrorists. And we all know that the president of the Somali, who sank Somali and who led to the people of Somali to flee their country, was really a dictator. You understand? And this program was opened in 1991 for the people of Somali. But now Minnesota hosts so many Somalis, and that's why he's terming it a fraudulent money laundering state in the United States of America. So he has already said it for Somalis in Minnesota. So he said, like, Somali gang are terrorizing the people of that great state, the Minnesota state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back where they came from. It's over, guys. This is Trump. You understand? And I think if he's put that statement like that, it's eventually going to start working, guys. So is it Somalis, and now yet are they panicking? Are they on panic mode? What are they planning? because ICE is coming. The ICE agents are coming, knocking on the doors, and all the immigrants, all the Somalis who are allowed under the TPS are going back home. And now it means that there are no more Somalis who are going to the United States of America again. So guys, let me tell you something about Somalis. Like, even Trump is saying like all the money is being sent home, and there's a video that I watched and they say like Somalis also register their kids under autism. So it's like this amount of money the parents are given, the parents who have kids with autism are given, and these registrations, most of the registration from the Somali families were fake. And I was like, I got shivers, because no one wants the child to have an illness or any member of their families, you understand? So I really don't know, because Somalis will come, the Somali community will come out and automatically they're gonna defend themselves, you understand? And what about the money, the $250 billion that is missing in Minnesota? Where does the money go to? Like, those are the questions that are lingering in our mind. And we just hope that this one, if it starts, it's gonna go down in a bad way, guys. It's gonna go down in a bad way, guys. And Somalis have come out to defend themselves, and I'm just like, oh God. And literally, if you see the Somalis in Kenya, the ones who live in Kenya, I don't want to touch on them. These people are business-oriented people. They are entrepreneurs, and if this money is brought to their countries, I just want to say, like, they bring money for development, and they should not be bringing money to support or the Al-Shabaab, you understand? Yeah, because we have a case in Kenya, we have a case with Al-Shabaab. You know how they terrorize Kenyans, and we are a home of Somalis. Also, we have accommodated many of Somalis here in our country, you understand? So I don't know if again Kenya is gonna be mentioned as a country that has been receiving money from the United States. Oh my God. So guys, I just want you to watch all these videos till the end, and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. And if you are a Somali, I would want to hear from you, your views, you understand? We are just here to talk about it, what is really happening, how it's going to affect so many families, you understand? Because most of these families, Somali families, have community have America is their home. That's where they're Africans. They know they come from Somalia. Most of them were born here in Kenya, but now America is now their home, you understand? So anyway, let's get into these videos and let me know what you think about it. Watch till the end. I just want to know, if you are in America, everything the allegations what Trump put behind. He wants to save the state of Minnesota. He doesn't want the state of Minnesota to be grabbed by the Somalis, because we have seen the largest community is the Somalis who lives in Minnesota. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and credit goes to the owner of the videos. I'm called Irene, so it's a kindly subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel.
99% of the Somali community are hardworking. They're good neighbors. We're trying our best.
Somali community members say the president's tweet is a distraction from the country's current affordability crisis.
He decided to also pit our communities against each other and attack our community.
I mean, we can't be Minnesota without them. They're part of us.
Friends Cece McAlpin and Lori Carlson came here from St. Louis Park.
And I'm here to prove Donald Trump wrong, that these people are not causing trouble in our communities and in our cities. I want to prove him wrong and not just stay home and take this slap to the face.
Community members say they're here to stay, that Trump won't tear them apart.
The president's tweet cannot divide us, and it cannot change who we are.
In Minneapolis, Jason Rantala, WCCO News.
There are 705 Somali immigrants in the U.S. approved for TPS. President Trump has not provided further details on his plan.
Carmel Mall was packed on the 4th floor with people from the Somali community and people coming out in support. On Friday, President Trump said that he would immediately terminate temporary deportation protections from Somalis living in Minnesota, blaming them for fraud in Minnesota.
We're not here by accident. We're here to stay forever.
There are currently 500 Somalis in Minnesota living with these protections and a total of 700 nationwide. Many expect this to be challenged in court, but in the meantime, Somalis here say they are fearful of what's to come.
People are always going to be fearful, but we're telling our people we're greater than their fear. We have resilience. We're people that are brave.
When temporary status is revoked, federal law states it can't take effect earlier than 60 days after publication of that notice, and it has to come from the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
What the president is doing is un-American. It is not Minnesotan.
The Protected Status Program for Somalis was launched in 1991 by President George H.W. Bush. It grants protections to eligible people who can't return to their homeland safely due to civil war or natural disasters.
What we decided to do is to bring our community in the heart of in the Somali community here in Minnesota, which is Carmel Mall, to show that, our neighbors are with us, Minnesotans are with us, and we're all together in this fight.
There's no word yet on if or when the removal of temporary status will take place, but experts say if someone is under temporary protected status from Somalia, to check with them on legal counsel to see what their options are.
Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien.
In one of the largest taxpayer-funded fraud schemes in U.S. history, federal prosecutors say a Minnesota-based network stole more than $250 million meant to feed low-income children. Authorities have already charged 77 people, many of them Somali immigrants, in what's now known as the Feeding Our Future scandal. Minnesota, home to the nation's largest Somali community, has become the center of this massive investigation. According to the Department of Justice, defendants exploited a pandemic-era meal program by submitting fake invoices, inflated meal counts, and even staged photographs to make it appear they were serving millions of meals that never existed. In some cases, they claimed to feed more children than actually lived in entire neighborhoods. Instead of feeding kids, prosecutors say the money paid for luxury homes, high-end cars, jewelry, overseas transfers, and a web of shell companies used to hide the profits. A federal jury has now found Amy Bach, founder of Feeding Our Future, and Salim Ahmed Syed, guilty of conspiracy, bribery, wire fraud, and money laundering. And federal officials say more arrests may still be on the way.
So Trump just said that Somalians don't belong in America anymore. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Somali community in Minnesota has been falsely diagnosing children with autism to receive taxpayer handouts and taking advantage of the system. They then take those funds and they funnel it back home to Somalia, subsequently funding a terrorist organization known as Al-Shabaab. This new Medicaid system would cost taxpayers $2.6 million, at least that's what they said. The first year, 2020, was $3 million, 2021 was $20 million, and then just 3 years later, it quintupled to $100 million, and 2025 was on track to cost taxpayers $120 million for the year. 40% of Somalian households in Somalia receive remittances from, relatives, friends, family, whatever in the United States, totaling the annual remittance to Somalia $1.7 billion, which is more than the Somalian government's budget. Here's how it works. The Minnesota taxpayers work hard. They have the job, they pay their taxes, they hope that in return for taking care of the system will take care of them in exchange. It doesn't, because the Somalians who are here are taking advantage. They're misdiagnosing children with autism and claiming to need more government assistance than they really do. They then take the money, the government assistance that they have stolen, the money that they have stolen from taxpayers, and they send it back to Somalia, where it is received by numerous groups, one of which happens to be an Al-Qaeda-backed terror group named Al-Shabaab. Who could have possibly guessed that people coming from a country with an IQ of 67 wouldn't actually contribute anything to society.
Trump is about to deport hundreds of Somali Americans right now. I'm gonna break it down for you. So on November 21st, Trump announced via Truth Social that he's terminating TPS for Somalis in Minnesota. And the reason he's doing this is because he has accused the Minnesota Somali community of fraud and money laundering. But as of now, he has offered no public verified proof of that. According to the congressional data, around 705 of them being Somali-born people in the US currently benefit from TPS. And the DHS actually extended and redesignated Somalis' TPS status on July 22nd, 2024 into March 2026. Legal experts argue that Trump does not have legal authority to unilaterally revoke TPS designated by law, especially for a particular group in one state. Civil rights groups are calling that this is politically motivated and discriminatory, and courts are likely to step in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with Trump or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below.